And is the stream going? Okay. I think we are live, or almost. It's hard to tell when this is going or not. So I don't know when you guys are going to hear me start speaking. But hello! How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. This stream, as you may or may not be able to tell, we're going to be going over a couple of things, news items that I have not yet covered. Apologies for my inconsistency of recent. It's just, like I said, there's been, little bits slowly trickling out now. It's looking like things are ramping up for the Centenary, as well as, obviously, we've had a couple more 60th details, particularly to do with Yasmin Finney, as well as the likes of costumes as well. We've had an update to do with that. Which I haven't covered yet, so we're going to get into that. Hello to BXR, Bobby, RVLX, Pluto Bug, Freddy Stather, Oscar, hello there, General Theris. It's very, very, very formal. Hi Theris, how are you today? I'm not too bad, how are you guys doing? I just got done watching the Nintendo Direct, actually, and that was, I don't know, I was a little bit disappointed, but that's okay, because we're going to be talking about some Doctor Who stuff. We won't get much more news, right, because... Oh god, yeah. Don't even get me started on that, Atomize. Don't even get me started on that. Same Farming Direct. I know! Like, I swear, if you didn't like farming or RPGs, then that was like 90% of that Direct gone. Like, it was mad. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be going over a couple of things. Obviously, house rules. Obviously, if you want to like the stream, it'd be greatly appreciated. Any subscriptions for anyone new popping in is always also appreciated, and super chats are also there. A little bit of it, as I often do, just a quick little update on where the channel is at the moment before we get into the news. So currently, it's been recorded, and I'm getting friend of the channel and sort of known collaborator on the second channel, Adzinko, to edit a collaboration between myself and Crispy Pro. So you got that to look forward to in the next coming days. And obviously, what we're going to talk about in a bit, Doctor Who Magazine, that comes out on Thursday, and we've had a preview of it yesterday. So we're going to be talking about that. And then obviously, the Doctor Who Magazine itself, I'll probably do a separate stream talking about that. So you guys are going to have, plenty of content in the coming days. Yeah, Crispy Pro. Get some Crispy Pro hype in chat. Another Doctor Who YouTuber, for those of you who aren't aware. It's going to be a good video. Yes, he will be fairly plain. I do. I mean, to be fair, back when the channel started and I didn't know how to do Photoshop, I used to get like, I used to get people to make the thumbnails, and I used to pay them more than I would ever make back, which, to be fair, that was only like a few quid, but that was more than I was making back then, so, yeah, that wasn't really a good financial move in the long run, to be honest. But yeah, it was more so just because I loved doing it, and then now, obviously, I make my own thumbnails, which, debatably aren't as good, but, what can you do? But yes, shall we get into some stuff? Also, I am going to Worlds of Wonder, the Doctor Who thingy in Liverpool on the 23rd. So if any of you are going to that, then I'm going to be going there specifically on the 23rd. I don't know when. Is the camera on the right angle? I can never tell. How's that? Okay. Yeah. So if any of you go into that, I will be there, and you can say hi, I guess. Someone said, are you going to watch Doctor Who Am I in cinemas? Yes, I probably will. When is it? Do we know? What do you think might happen to some Doctor Who Centenary news since the Queen died? We are going to talk about that. Don't you worry. I'm going to get into that in just a sec. I've been there and I've made a vlog on it. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'll probably do a video on that as well. So you'll have content coming this month. So is Sidecam alive? It's currently unplugged. I'll do it for next stream. I keep forgetting. A release date would be great at this point. Yeah. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? One day. Maybe after it's come out, we might find something out. Anyway, let's get into some news topics. So first things first. This came out a little while ago, but I hadn't covered it yet. So I'll say a while ago, a few days ago. Doctor Who 60th Anniversary, new information about Rose. This was posted on 19th of September by our friends over at Cultbox. It says, in a video interview with Queer Epiphany, I hope I'm saying that right. Yasmin Finney told the hosts of the age of her Doctor Who character, Rose, and her similarity between her other character she plays in Heartstopper, Ellie Argent. The character is called Rose. She's another trans icon, a 15-year-old trans girl with a great supportive family in Vision Heartstopper but fighting aliens. The Doctor Who 60th anniversary celebrations are expected to include 3 specials starring David Tennant as the Doctor and Catherine Tate as Donna Noble. Finney is likely portraying Donna's daughter, in which case Rose's supportive family could include Donna as the mother, Catherine Tate, her father Sean, Carl Collins, her grandmother Sylvia, Jacqueline King, and great-grandfather Wilf, the late Bernard Cribbins. And obviously it's just a bunch of images. So yeah, so confirmed age for Rose's character, Yasmin Finney, as well as sort of a little bit of a glimpse into the storyline with her character in the 60th. I'm very interested to see how they're going to handle it. She seems to have, from the very limited filming images we've seen, a very natural chemistry with the likes of Bernard Cribbins and Jacqueline King and David Tennant and Catherine Tate. So I think it's going to be a really like heartwarming, and I can see them getting on really well. So yeah, big excitement for that, and yeah, just thought I'd talk about that really, since it was our first new details on the character since she was announced, I believe. Although I think there was positings that she was going to be around 15 before this, but this is the first, I think, official confirmation of her age, as well as, you know, her, you know, identity in the show and stuff. And what's interesting about Rose, as in Yasmin Finney, is she's the first Doctor Who companion, if you like, who's technically younger than me, which... Does this ever get any easier? I don't think it does it? Yeah, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, so the next thing is we've got a new Doctor Who costume designer at Bad Wolf. So this was again posted by Cultbox. It was posted on the 8th of September. The identity of a new costume designer going forward from the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials has been discovered. The CV of Pan Down, who designed costumes for Mr. Malcolm's List, the trial of Christine Keller, I've not seen any of these, I'm afraid, and the second series of The Spanish Princess List, Doctor Who, produced by Russell T Davies, Julie Gardner, and Phil Collinson for Bad Wolf. So yeah, you can see here another CV. If we look here, television Doctor Who, producer Russell T Davies, Julie Gardner, Phil Collinson, Bad Wolf, BBC. Man, is that still such a surreal sight to see in 2022. But yeah, Dan began her costume career as an assistant on the Oscar award-winning designer Sandy Powell, Derek Jarman's The Last of England. So she's done historicals, which is always a good thing for Doctor Who, because, you know, we get quite a few historical bits in Doctor Who, so that makes a lot of sense. Dan described her process in a 2020 interview for the Royal Television Society, where she mentioned sci-fi would be fantastic to do in the future. Okay, so she's had a passion for sci-fi, and she's done historicals. Seems like a good fit. When you have scripts, you do lots of research, gathering together images and thinking about how you want costumes to look. I then create the mood boards and then start a collaborative process with the director, production designer, makeup designer, and often now the showrunner. Actors have input too. If you're making costumes, you start fabric sampling, producing sketches, and getting the costumes made. Designing, don't do the making. You have cutters and seamstresses for that. Finally, you have the fitting the actors. You are constantly creating new costumes during the shoot. You can't get everything done up front. Oh, my phone just went off. It is very exciting that Dan will likely work with Shooty Gatwa to design a costume for his Doctor. So yeah, very interesting stuff. So yeah, new costume designer. I wonder what she'll come up with for Shooty. Hopefully something cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do for his Doctor. Barry's old arc. Wait, you're saying? Oh yeah, because this is the first companion who's younger than me. That's wild. Is the first teenage companion of the modern era, unless we count Courtney Woods. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I forget. Rose is supposed to be 19. I think Ryan and Yaz are meant to be 19 at the start, which is wild considering I am 19. And let me tell you, I don't look like Tosin Cole or Amanda Gill. Yeah, Rose was 19, as was Ryan and Yaz, I believe. I think Amy was meant to be 19 at the start as well. I hope they go mad with a new costume, like a cool version of the Sixth Doctor. Yeah, I want something colourful. I agree with you. I want something like, sort of... I've always imagined like sort of what like Lenny Henry had with like a long leather jacket, but not like the Ninth Doctor's, but more like sort of Blade, and then with like sort of a big bright like plaid shirt or something like that, like a big contrast. I think that'd be cool. No, no, I am 19. Yes. Yaz is also around the same age as Ryan. Yes, they are. Yeah, they were both 19 at the start of Series 11. I don't know what age Yaz is meant to be by now. Presumably early 20s, I guess. I don't know. How's everyone's day so far? Mine is doing okay. But yeah, so we got so far, just to recap everything, we got some new details on Yasmin Finney's character, as well as a new costume designer for the 60th, and most likely Series 14. And then, the sort of the big piece of news, shall we say, because it's actually sort of been officially announced, formally announced, is that we have our first look at the Centenary edition of Doctor Who magazine. The cover was released yesterday, I believe, at time of streaming this, and the full issue will come out on Thursday. I have a subscription to Doctor Who magazine for the physical copy, so hopefully I'll get it relatively soon, either tomorrow or obviously early Thursday, because sometimes you do get them early, when they sometimes do get sent a bit early. Hopefully that's me. But I kind of regret it, to be honest. I kind of wish I went for the physical copy, not the physical copy, the digital copy, because that'd been easier for streaming and stuff, but I got the physical. But anyway, so it's got here, Doctor Who magazine, obviously the main attraction, Sacha Dhawan's Master, version of the Master, in new costume, which I must say looks better than the initial outfit we saw him in the Centenary, because it looked a bit darker in that scene. Maybe this is the same costume, but it's just better lit, I'm not sure. Because we sort of see two versions of his master in the Centenary. We see the one of him sort of young and clean shaven, which seems to be what this is, and then later in the trailer we see him fully bearded, sort of very Curse of Fatal Death-esque, which has led people to speculate, maybe there's something to do with time going on there, that explains why in one shot he looks young and in one shot he looks old. But we also can see here we get interviews with Janet Fielding, saying I meet a lot of Tegans. Not sure what that's in reference to. Presumably maybe people cosplaying as Tegan, maybe, or just people named Tegan that go to see her at a convention. And then Sophie Aldrich says, I'll jump out of a window, no problem. I hope that that's in reference to her actually doing that, because that'd be fun to see. Patrick O'Kane, can anyone tell me who Patrick O'Kane was? Because I can't remember, and I feel bad about that. It says, I thought they'd done away with me, and then Sacha Dhawan says he'll always find a way of coming back, presumably, almost definitely talking about the Master. Interestingly as well, you can see the 100 Years of the BBC logo on the bottom of the magazine, along with the caption, Absolute Power, and then it includes 20 pages, a 20-page preview of the Doctor Who Centenary special. So it looks like, if this is anything to go by, my fears towards a John Bishop situation, which is what he did on BBC Breakfast, where all he could say was, yeah, he's a plasterer from Liverpool. Oh, Ashad, good, thank you for whoever said that it was Ashad. I couldn't remember the actor's name, apologies. It looks like they're going to forego my fear of what they did with John Bishop on BBC Breakfast, where they just kind of had him say he's a plasterer from Liverpool, and that was it. Like, 20 pages is quite a bit. So presumably we're going to hear from multiple other cast members and get a sizable look into the actual Centenary itself, which is always good to see. I just hope that we're not too far away from a title and a release date at this point. Obviously, I know we're going to get into this in a little bit, but a lot of people are asking in chat, how's the Queen affecting the all this stuff, and I'm going to get into that because I actually made a tweet about it. So we're going to talk about that. But yeah, overall, I like his outfit. There's not much more to say on it than that. I'm glad we're getting something in the next couple of days, and yeah, it's just nice to be able to have something new to talk about officially, and by officially I mean something that is actually being released by the BBC. Obviously, with things like Yasmin Finney and the new costume designer, those are both news items, but they're not like BBC released. You know what I mean? Like the BBC themselves haven't released much in recent, but obviously the magazine will be one of those things. with regards to the release date of the Centenary, actually, there has been some speculation. This is coming from Doctor Who News once again. The date for the BBC Centenary special, there is no BBC America Marathon the week prior to the BBC Centenary week, October 16th to October 22nd, and there remains a slot open for the simultaneous North American movie release on October the 23rd. So that's basically led to a lot of speculation that it will be on the 23rd rather than the 16th, which is what I think a lot of people thought. Obviously, it's going to be one of these, and obviously, as someone says there, the marathon can change. But, like, obviously, I know that before, with, I think, Legend of the Sea Devils, people used the American release date as sort of an indication of when to expect the episode. So it probably will end up being the 23rd, which I guess is fine. I guess it gives them a little bit longer, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like I want it to be out now, and I kind of want to see what comes next, really. But yeah, you know, it's good to see that stuff is slowly but surely lining up. Very, very slowly. Thanks. Do you think they had to film any new scenes or change anything about the passing of the Queen in upcoming Doctor Who? What you mean? This? Well, I mean the Centenary is in the can. It's done. It's in the can. Like there's nothing they can do to that. I know that the 60th, I think, is probably in post now. I'd imagine. So, I mean, unless they've directly referenced it, I don't know whether they'd need to. Well, Doctor Who's not even in the BBC's 100th anniversary, not even airing in the actual week. Yeah, to be fair though, I mean, you might see that as like a blessing in some sense of like they're leaving one of their bigger properties to the end. But yeah, I would have preferred it to be at the start of the week. But what could you do? There's a 7th Doctor episode where the actress of the Queen, she's walking the grounds. Yes, Battlefield, I believe that is, and yeah. Bearded Theories is going to take a while to get used to. I'm just taking after the Master, you know? It's just my inevitable villain role that's definitely going to happen. Russell, hit me up. But yeah, that was me playing devil's advocate with that. I would have preferred the 16th, to be honest. But I guess the 23rd is fine as well. Yeah, this was the other thing I'd seen. So, Elliot, EMS Productions, who, if you don't know, is obviously another Doctor Who YouTube person, uploads a lot of the soundtracks for Doctor Who. They have received a copyright claim for their uploading of the Vanquisher soundtrack, and under it, it says that metadata is hidden as the contents question has not been made publicly available by its provider, claimed by UMG. So this would imply that a Flux soundtrack is at very least being prepared, as someone said in the comments here, metadata hides are almost certain of pre-release content. Make of that what you will. So yeah, we're probably going to get the Flux soundtrack relatively soon. I'm assuming what they were waiting for was basically just, you know, Legend of the Sea Devils to be, not Legend of the Sea Devils, the Centenary to be out in order for them to basically release all the music, I guess, rather than doing a staggered approach where you release the Flux soundtrack and then a couple of months later, oh, here's the special soundtrack. They're just doing it all in one go, which I guess is fair enough. So if any of you like having your soundtracks, there you go. I think there are a couple more things, but that's all I got up on my screen so far. But I hope you're enjoying the stream anyway. If you are, feel free to like if you want, and also if you like to super chat, it would really help me out. You know, obviously, don't feel any pressure, cost of living crisis and everything like that. But yeah, any support in even, you know, especially these times is always greatly appreciated. Also, so the Doctor Who Am I DVD release will be on November 7th. For those of you who are unaware, that's like the documentary about the 1996 TV movie, which is getting a theatrical release, which I'm interested to see. I don't know when it's coming out in theaters. Oh wait, so it's confirmed for October. Okay, October. Doctor Who Am I will be released in select UK cinemas Thursday, 13th of October 2022. Hopefully they do it in one of my near cinemas, but if they do, I will definitely go and see that in cinemas But yeah, there you go, 13th of October. So actually, a month from today. So that's pretty cool. There's something else. Yeah, so I wanted to talk a bit about the whole sort of potential of delays because of the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. Obviously, a lot of things have been pushed around and sort of shut off as a result of the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Most notably, Big Finish have actually ceased emails until 19th of October, which is 19th of September, sorry, which is when I believe the funeral takes place. But the reason this has kind of come up is because obviously, if you may have noticed, and I think I've discussed on the live stream before, they've been doing these sort of posts every 3 or so days of each of the series 11, 12, etc. episodes, or at least we assume series 12, 11, 13 episodes. And the sort of ongoing pervading theory was that they were going to release one of these every 3 days, and then eventually they were going to release the centenary one. That seems to have changed now, and the only reason I say that is the last one was posted on September 8th. We are now on September 13th, which makes it 5 days since the last one, and there's still been no sign of one, and I would assume now, because the Doctor Who, the main Doctor Who socials have been completely silent, that they will be, along with many of the other BBC socials, until the 19th, like with what Big Finish is doing, until, obviously the funerals happen. So, it'll be interesting to see whether this gets, accelerated, once the delay has been, because I definitely think there's a delay. I think it's pretty clear that they've stopped doing social media posts for this reason. Whether that was their decision or came from higher up, I'm not sure, but I think it's pretty clear to see that what they were originally planning on doing has been delayed. So, assuming obviously 19th is going back up, are they going to do daily posts of each episode instead of three a day to kind of ramp up to get to the date that they were going to get to, whatever date that was? Because frankly, I'm not sure, because they did sort of weirdly alternate days, because sometimes it was 3 days. Like the most consistent one I think was 3 days, but then there was also 2 days and 1 day. Are they going to do daily? Are they going to do multiple in a day to get to the point that they wanted to get to? I don't know, but I definitely think there's been some form of delay on that front. Obviously, it won't delay, I doubt it will delay now the actual centenary itself, because it's so far into the future. Obviously, either the 16th or 23rd. 23rd looking slightly more likely now, but that's what, a month and a half away? We'll definitely be, in the clear for that, but I think some of the promotional stuff might be delayed slightly due to recent events, because obviously they can't delay the magazine because that's already in, that's already going to shops, that's already coming out, there's not much they can do to stop that. But on the social media front, I think it's going to be pretty quiet until the 19th. That's my theory anyway, because I know a lot of people are, asking about that. So that's what I think is happening. I put it on Twitter as well. Also, you can follow me on Twitter if you want. But so I was just tweeting about the direct. Yeah. So it's I tweeted out earlier, I'm 99% confident that the Doctor Who Centenary stuff has been delayed due to the passing of the Queen. Obviously, things like the magazine are still going out. That can't be stopped, but the Doctor Who socials have completely stopped posting, including the countdown, which was heavily speculated to be tying into the centenary in some way, and likely will not post anything until after the funeral, which, as I said before, 19th of September. It'll be interesting to see if we get an accelerated timeline of events. So basically just what I was saying earlier. There we are. So I doubt we'll be getting anything on a title or a release date or anything that's not in the magazine until post 19th of September, I would imagine. My daughter is waving at the phone at you, Harry, as well. Hello! Hi! There's a rumor that they're planning to show special Doctor Who idents at some point during the lead-up. I haven't heard that, but that makes sense. I would assume that there'd be idents around multiple of the centenary BBC shows, with Doctor Who being one of them. So yeah, that would make sense. That seems to make sense. Uh, yeah, I agree with you, Atomize. I'm not going to go too deep into that because I got a lot of people on Twitter getting annoyed at me uh, due to the monarchy stuff. I'm not going to go too deep into that. But let's just say I'm finding all of it a little bit ridiculous, but I'm not going to say anything more than that. Because I just do not want to be cancelled. Alright. I mean, we were definitely going to get the countdown before the 19th. I think that's pretty much like confirmed that we would have, but obviously they've had to not do social media posts due to every stuff. But with regards to other things, I think once the magazine's out, I feel like if it's a 20-page preview as well, like what's stopping them after that? But yeah, so someone asked me a question then. Do you think the two version of Sasha's master could tie into a redemption of Missy turning good? Yeah, I've seen that speculated that the younger Sasha could be pre-Timeless Child, pre-discovering the Timeless Child, and perhaps, more in line with Missy. That'd be quite interesting. Whether they'll do that or not, I'm not sure. I guess my concern with the Centenary, and it's kind of been a concern that I've held ever since we got the first trailer for the thing back in September, is like, there is literally so much for them to do. I'm a bit like, ooh, are they going to be able to do this, that, and the other? Like, are they going to be able to focus on the Master or the Timeless Child with all of the other stuff that they've got to cover? Obviously, I know it's 90 minutes, but at the same time, Flux was 6 episodes, and a lot of people still feel that that didn't wrap up everything. So my concern is definitely with that. Most definitely, I am concerned. I do hope that like I just hope it's decent. You know what? If it's like vaguely fun and like passable, I'll be happy. I've got pretty low expectations at this point. Like I don't think like the thing is, it's not going to be a Legend of the Sea Devil situation where I'm just like, oh my god, please hurry up, do something, please. But I do think it's going to be a little bit messy. But if it's fun, I'll be like, fine. Yeah, I don't have it in me to be angry, at Doctor Who anymore. It's been a long road, for me on this channel. This will mark, I believe, 4 years since I started the channel. Yeah, 4 years, and I've changed a lot in that time. And back when this channel started, oh, my internet is going bad. No, please stay with me. Stay with me. Okay, no, the internet's fine. Sorry, my internet's cutting out. No. Okay, are we good? Are we stable? No. Please. No, 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 no. Oh, damn it. Of course my internet would go out at this point.